How's it going, everybody? Today, I come to you with a story. So this is story time number 1. This is how I purchased my bike. I'm not going to do a review of the bike yet because I don't feel like with the amount of miles I have on it, it's really fair to the bike. I don't feel like it's fair to you to give you like a half-assed review. So I'm not going to do that yet. But how I got my bike. I took the MSF class, and to me the power of a 250 was just not really what I wanted. I knew that I didn't master the 250 in the class, but I felt like after a month or so of riding, I would be so bored of it that I wouldn't want to ride because I would feel like there's nothing new for me there. So I wanted to originally get a CBR 600RR, which I know everyone is like, why would you start on a super sport for your first bike? I love the bike. It's just a bike that I really like. So I checked insurance for it, and insurance was $1,400 a year. So I was like, I'm probably not going to do that, actually. I don't want to pay nearly... the bumps. I don't want to pay nearly that much for a motorcycle insurance, well, for any motorcycle insurance a year, especially because I pay car insurance, and I just didn't want to deal with it. So with that option out, I looked at the Ninja 650. I have a friend that has a Ninja 650. She actually started on it after her MSF class, and she said that it was a really easy transition and that she liked it. So I was like, all right, I'll look into the Ninja 650. The price point was pretty good. I think when everything is said and done, I was getting offered like $8,600 for it. So I was like, the price point's not bad. But insurance again was like $1,300. So right around the time I was looking to purchase a bike, Kawasaki announced the Ninja 300. And I was like, wow, that bike is hot. It had the nice stylings, kind of like a 636. And insurance was dirt cheap for it. It's like $300 a year. And I was like, wow, that bike is a winner. And then I started reading some reviews about it online when it came out, and people were complaining about stalling issues or just different issues that the bike had. And I eventually was like, you know what, it's gonna stall, but it's not my last bike, so I'll get it, beat it up for a couple of years, and then move on. And I went to purchase one, and the guy didn't have it in ABS. ABS was my only requirement when I decided to purchase a bike. And he's like, listen, I don't have it yet, but I'll order it for you. It'll get here soon, and I'll call you, blah, blah, blah. So I wait a week, and the guy gets back to me, and he's like, hey, it's here. You can come pick it up whenever you want. And I'm like, all right, that's awesome. Yeah, cool. So I go there, and I went with my dad because I needed somebody to drive my car home after I got it. So my dad came with me, and he was like, hey, you're interested in starting a vlog, right? And I was like, yeah, I want to post stuff online. And he was like, why don't you get some pictures of it while it's in the crate? That way you can document everything fully when you get it, and you can show people. And I was like, all right, that seems like a good idea. I'll do that. And the guy's like, all right, let me go open the crate, then we'll take some pictures of it. So he comes back like 20 minutes later, and he's like, hey guys, we have a little bit of a problem. I'm sitting there, I'm like, okay, what's the problem? And he goes, it's the wrong bike. So apparently the Ninja 300s have a serial number. Let's just do it like XXXXA. The ones that have ABS have the same exact serial number until the last letter. And then if it's an A, the other serial number is a B. So this guy had looked at his tracking sheet and not actually looked at what the bike was and just assumed that it was the right one, but it wasn't. So he's like, I'm really sorry, I'll get in, the other one will come in next week because it was one or the other, blah, blah, blah. And at that point, it really just turned me off to not motorcycles, but to that particular bike and that particular dealership. Because I figured if they had that much awareness about a major point when somebody's coming with checks to buy a bike, that I didn't really feel comfortable with the rest of the process with them because I didn't know if they were going to take it seriously or not. So as I was waiting for that guy, I decided, hey, I've seen a couple of Triumphs. Why don't I go to a dealership and just see how they are? So I went to a dealership that was about an hour away from my house, and I sat on Victoria here, and I decided that I instantly loved her. When I sat on it, it just felt right. The price point was a lot higher than I wanted to pay, but when I sat on the bike, it just felt good. It just felt like it was the right bike for me. So I asked the guy for like an itemized breakdown of his selling sheet, and he gave it to me. And I was like, all right, I might be back, might not, I don't know, like price point, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, well, we'll work with you. So I go home and I tell my mom, like, wow, Mom, I really, really like this bike. And then I tell my dad, and he's like, oh, don't get a Triumph. Triumphs aren't reliable, this, that, everything else. So that was a super loud car. That was like, oh, wow, that was all pipe. But, yeah, so I thought about it for a week, and I was like, you know what? If I can get him to give me the price point I want, I'm going to buy this bike in cash because I really like it. So, yeah, I go back there, probably like a week and a half later, and I'm like, all right, I want the bike. He's like, great, let's draw up the paperwork. And I'm like, hold up a second there, cowboy. We need to talk about price. So him and I went probably 30 minutes before they closed because I work, and my other thought process was if I go there before they close, they might try and just give me the price I want and rush me out because they want to go home. So as I am haggling price with him, he keeps like telling me we can't do this, we can't do that. So I'm like, listen, this is the price I want because don't forget I have to pay insurance. So for you, this is what the cost seems like, but for me, the cost is actually a lot higher. So the guy's like, all right, give me a second. Talks to, I guess, like the sales manager. And the sales manager is like, we'll meet you halfway. And I'm like, I really want this price. So the guy finally gives me the price I want. I guess they were ready to go home. I don't know. But they gave me the price I wanted. So I got a really good deal on the Triumph. I got it a week later. They delivered it to me. It was really nice. And that's all she wrote. But the process for buying a bike, if you guys want me to talk more in depth about the tactics I use to haggle, or what made me finally decide to go with the Triumph or anything else, just let me know. And I'll be more than happy to go into it more in depth if you guys want. But yeah, that's a quick story of how I got my bike. So I hope you guys enjoyed. It is 94 degrees out. But yeah, I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.